Okay, in Australia, normally our shifters are on the left-hand side, and we would shift with our left hand. Because we're designing this for sort of a generic race car setup, and often single-seater race cars and things like shifter karts or formula-style cars will have their shifter on the right-hand side. So we're going to place this on the right-hand side. So having a button on the left-hand side so we can see it, we're going to place one on here. So we're going to create a sketch on the side face. Now the button hole is 12 mil, so 12 millimeter hole, and put a dimension from it to the back of the plate, and that's going to be at 63, and then from the top down it's going to be 18. As I said, originally I had this button sitting up here. I just found that the cable sort of interfered a little bit with the mechanism, just enough for it to be a little bit of an issue. So we're going to cut extrude that 3 millimeters. Obviously, if you were designing this to go on the left-hand side of the car, then I'd be putting this button on the other side. But for this example, it's on the left plate. And then on the other side, we're going to add, on the inside, we're going to add a feature which will hold our micro switches. So this slider moves back and forth. We need it to hit the micro switches. So we're going to turn off that left plate. We'll turn off that top plate and the front plate, just so we can see a bit easier. So we're going to be sketching on this face here. Now for this task, we're going to project in some of these features through here, just these three. That will be our reference. And I'll also project in this, just this bottom line of the top. And we'll draw in some lines. So just roughly, something like this. And dimension, this is going to be 12 mil. This is also going to be 12 mil. So we'll do run off the edge there a little bit. So I'll just add another line just to extend that one across. You can trim up the edge if you like. And the bottom edge of this will actually will be below this line here. So dimension to there is going to be 2.5. There'll also be another shoulder, so a line around about here-ish. That will be 4 millimeters. Okay, and finish the sketch on that. So we're going to create this as 2 extrusions. So this bottom section will extrude up to the slider, so 12 millimeters minus 0.2. So we've got that little gap between. This won't be a join, because this won't be laser cuttable then. This will be a new body. And we'll turn that sketch back on. And we'll turn off that right-hand plate now. And we'll extrude this one out. And it's going to be 10.6. So that will just shoulder we'll push the micro switches out so that it will sit out just far enough that they'll get hit by these parts of the slider. Okay, now we can turn that sketch off. Now we're going to create a sketch on this face here, on the inside. And we'll start off by creating just a bit of a construction line. So line, construction. I'm going to hover along this point until it gives me the center point, which is the triangle. Just draw a line directly upwards to the other center point. make sure we turn construction off. It's a bit annoying otherwise. And we're going to create 2 circles. They're both going to be 1.8 mil. So these are going to be little holes which we can screw into, and the micro switch will screw into. It has a M2. We'll make these 1.8 just so they're a little bit smaller so the little screw can bite into them. And D, from that bottom circle to the bottom edge there is going to be 3.5. And the distance between the 2 circles vertically will be 6. And we'll just use the horizontal vertical constraint just to make sure they're sitting on top of each other. So when I move one of them, the top one. And they are going to be D, dimension from the center of that circle to here is going to be 6.75. So that is the micro switch on this side, and there'll be another micro switch on this side. So we'll need these holes on the other side. Now we could just draw them in exactly the same way, or we could mirror using this as our mirror line, as we already have those features in there. Finish sketch. And we'll extrude those all the way through. Now they'll go all the way through. Won't necessarily need the entire depth, but just in case. And now a fillet just to tidy up this bottom edge here. We'll make this 1.2, and that will just sort of encourage the slider to slide instead of jam up against. So just a little fillet on there. So